What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So today I wanted to make a video talking about the paradigm shift that is happening when it comes to Fortnite skins and exclusivity, because there has been a pretty big shift when it comes to how Epic Games has viewed the idea of exclusivity. And I really wanted to talk about it because it's pretty crazy, honestly. It is crazy to see this massive change in how they think, which, I mean, just right off the bat, that kind of explains what a paradigm shift is, I guess. But you know what, just in case, I want to go over the definition real quick. So they're completely doing a 180 when it comes to their mindset. And I want to go over the reasons why I truly do think that this is happening over time and what that could mean for the future of Fortnite. So let's get right into it. So the first thing, let's just get this out of the way, all right? The paradigm shift, ironically, is being set originally by the skin Paradigm. This skin was released way back in August of 2019 for the Season X end event. This was a skin that was listed as a completely limited edition. You cannot get this skin ever again. It is only available during the end event because this particular character is one of the 7, as part of the storyline, so they wanted it to be some exclusive thing for people who were around during the original end event. Well, fast forward to August 2024 and they put it in the shop, and I've talked about this a couple times on this channel, but this definitely applies to this. This is the first time, as far as I'm aware, that they just randomly released a skin that is supposed to be a limited time thing that you cannot get ever again past its expiration date, and yet they put it back in the shop. Not only that, but when they went back on it and removed it from the shop, they actually said that the people who already purchased it can keep it. Well, that's not true, actually. At first, they said that they were going to refund them, but then they last minute changed their mind and said you can actually keep it, and we're just going to give players an OG style. This seemingly was a test, all right? Maybe it's not, maybe I'm wrong about this, but it seems like a test to see what is happening when it comes to Epic Games, okay? Because not only that, not only was the paradigm to see if players were okay with having these original exclusive skins return, and they would be fine with just an exclusive style, which, if you fast forward to what just recently happened, of course, the Renegade Raider. Now, this isn't in order in any way because I just wanted to segue to that part of the video, I guess you could say, but the Renegade Raider was originally an exclusive skin, of course, and a lot of people say it's not. It was. The season shop was 100% exclusive. It was listed here. I have a whole video talking about that. I'm not going to get into that again because I'm not going to lie. Getting to a point where people just do not read and it's frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you. But anyways, we're not going to get into that. But I'm just saying, Renegade Raider was an exclusive skin. It had returned, and this is something that was never ever supposed to return. This is something that was pretty much set in stone that it was never supposed to come back, and this was exclusive to people who played during the original Chapter 1 Season 1. But now you can see what happened. That completely changed. But what do they get still? They get an OG style. This is the same thing. And yes, OG styles have existed well before this time, I guess, but it was never for skins that were truly listed as exclusive. I mean, kind of, I guess, when you really think about it. Actually, the original Fortnite match characters, the Gold Trooper and the Skull Trooper, actually technically were listed as limited edition, but they still returned. Interesting how that worked, right? Pretty much what I'm trying to say is it doesn't seem like anything that is listed as exclusive or limited edition is safe from this. But hold on, before we get into that, I do have more to talk about, all right? There was another occurrence of this in October of 2024, the Bow Blade, which was a Chapter 3 Season 3 FNCS pickaxe. This is something, if you're not aware of FNCS skins, every season when they have a new FNCS for that season, they have skins and items that you can buy. They're only ever going to be available for that particular season. They will not be available ever again. They did the same thing with the Fortnite World Cup back in 2019. The World Warrior skin, for example, that actually hasn't come back, at least not yet. And I don't think that will come back, actually, because they haven't had a Fortnite World Cup. It would be really weird for them to bring that back. But either way, the point is everything is on the table. So realistically, who knows at this point? But what I'm saying is these items are never supposed to return to the item shop or however you obtained them originally. They were never supposed to come back. But in October of 2024, like I said, they actually did release this again into the shop. It was removed pretty quickly. But again, just like Paradigm, they said, all right, for the people who purchased it, they can keep it. I'll just give the original owners an OG style. Well, that never happened. There was no OG style. It's been 2 months and there's still no OG style as far as I'm aware. And it just doesn't seem like Epic has a very high priority for this. I mean, the Renegade Raider, for an example, they didn't re-release them with the OG style. They are saying that early 2025 is when you get the OG style, which is completely against what they did back when the Skull Trooper and Ghoul Trooper returned. These skins immediately got their OG style. They immediately did. They had the purple Skull Trooper day 1. They had the pink Ghoul Trooper day 1 as well, as far as I'm aware, but they didn't do that here. It just doesn't seem like they truly find it as a priority anymore like they did before. But going back a couple months, because this is all happening within a few month time frame, all right? That's why I'm talking about this, right? This is a big one right here. They completely changed how battle passes are. They are no longer going to be exclusive for any battle pass from Chapter 5 Season 4 and onward, are actually already confirmed confirmed that they can come back no matter what, all right? They absolutely can. Now, will they? They said there's no guarantee, but after 18 months, they have the potential to come back. So pretty much what this paradigm shift is they're shifting away from permanent exclusivity towards timed exclusivity. Now, true exclusivity will never ever go away, all right? I'll tell you why. If any sort of exclusivity permanently went away, they would lose money because exclusivity relies on FOMO, all right? FOMO is a big factor when it comes to this, okay? Because people buy thinking it's going to be exclusive and it might not ever come back. So that type of thing will always be in the game. It will always be, as long as it's legal. They will keep using these kinds of tactics in the game to keep people buying skins that they don't know when will return one day, all right? What's the next exclusive item that's going to come out? Battle passes? The Galaxy skin? Iconic? We really don't know at this point, if we're being completely real. Everything seems to be on the table at this point. I can't really imagine anything truly being safe from returning. Again, could be wrong. I don't know. A lot of people want to say that the Battle Pass was different than the Season Shop, but I'm going to be completely real. That is just cope. I'm not saying it's coming back. I would never say that. I would never make a guarantee that I can't truly say I guarantee is true, but if the Renegade Raider can return and the Season Shop was listed as exclusive, again, here it is, exclusive. Anybody who disagrees with this is either delusional or in denial. You know, I don't know, either one. So what is the difference between that and a Battle Pass or the Paradigm skin that actually was listed as limited time, never to return? There's just so many different things when it comes down to it that make me wonder how this is going to progress and change Fortnite for the future. And honestly, it's pretty exciting to say the least. I like this change in mentality that Epic Games is doing. I know not everyone agrees with it. Some people love their exclusivity, but I'm going to explain why permanent exclusivity is not good for the game going forward, all right? Timed exclusivity is far better because A, you still have that limited period of time where it is exclusive. I mean, for an example, if you played in any of the Galaxy Cups, I did back in the day in Chapter 2 for an example, and the Galaxy Scout skin, that came out, you had to actually get a certain placement on the leaderboard in order to get, but then they put it in the shop later on. Now, this particular item they did say would in fact come back later on, but that's completely fine in my opinion. Well, when it comes to those leaderboard ones, maybe you might want to keep those as permanently exclusive, but even then, if you look at the FNCS Axe of Champions or whatever it was called, the FNCS Pickaxe that only the #1 team that won the FNCS for that season would get, even they would lose access to it the next season when another team won. So I'm just saying, it's always been like this to an extent, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be completely honest. You have your time in the spotlight, I guess you could say, with your exclusive skins, but it was never guaranteed to be forever. Nobody knew that Fortnite was going to last as long as it did. That's probably a big reason why they are changing their mind about this as well. Back in the day, we didn't know what the future was for Fortnite, okay? It was, of course, a very popular game, but that happens with a lot of things, and a lot of them fizzle out, or they are just not as popular as they once were. I feel like PUBG is a good example of that. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but from what I can tell, I don't really see PUBG in the mainstream when it comes to games or anything like that. But the same thing could have happened to Fortnite, but even worse. I mean, they don't really know the future, so for the long term, 7 years later, you know, that's a long time for exclusivity, for an example. I think it's good to now finally be changing it up, because it's only going to get worse from here. If we're talking about another 10 years from now, that's 17 years if they didn't have the Renegade Raider return. I just think that would have been pretty crazy if we're being completely real. I think a style is fine. It just changes up the color a little bit or whatever, as long as the base original skin is available. Now, if it was up to me, I would get rid of all that exclusivity, but, you know, just to stay fair between the disagreements of each party of people, I guess you could say, the different opinions, I would say just keep it the way it is with an OG style, but bring back the base skin. I think that's the best compromise between the two, whether you agree with that or not. I mean, like I said, I kind of disagree with an OG style as long as they release the original skins, because these skins are iconic to the game. They're just massive to the game itself. They're sold in promotion art. They're sold, if we're talking about Battle Pass skins in this particular case, they're all over the different promotional art when it comes to Fortnite. I mean, for example, merchandise, that's a big one right there. Any sort of Fortnite item that you could find in a store, for an example, will usually have some form of a Chapter 1 Season 4 or Chapter 1 Season 5 skin slapped on the box. And I just don't think that's great, that there's currently no way to obtain these particular items. But that's just my opinion. In a game with no way to trade, no way to sell them, I just disagree with that personally. Some people like to make the argument of things like rarity with, I don't know, Pokemon cards, for example, a first edition Charizard. Yeah, that's just not the same thing in my opinion, because A, that's a real life item. I just don't think that real life and Fortnite are the same thing. But the biggest thing here is that if you're trying to collect these old Pokemon cards, you can still do that to this day. It might be incredibly expensive. You might not be able to find a particular card for a while, but you can still have the possibility of doing so. There's no way to do that. If you want to collect any old skins nowadays, you're just out of luck. There's no way to do it. So either add a marketplace, add a trading system, or bring back the old battle passes. That's the way I see it personally. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here, here to like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.